This is Channel 8 News Midday.
We begin with a big move happening tonight, another closure to a South Lincoln intersection that's already caused several serious crashes over the last week. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm Andrew Ward. This is a map of what to expect this weekend at the Warlick Boulevard and Highway 77 intersection. The good news here is this is all going to be overnight closures, but you can see the red line here from Warlick Boulevard all the way to West Denton. Essentially, the area between South Folsom Street and then Old Cheney Road is going to be all shut down this weekend. Highway 77 traffic is going to be directed to the newly constructed interchange ramps in this area. Here's a look at that intersection from this morning. You can see it's very much a mess out there. Several of you have told us that there have been 3 serious crashes over the last week, including one that turned deadly. Some of the drivers telling us they are avoiding this intersection altogether because they just don't feel safe in that spot. This latest closure is expected to wrap up on Monday, weather pending, of course. We're keeping track of what closures are happening, and we'll let you know when the area is back open on air and on our Now Local News app. All right, let's talk weather right now. You can see some sunshine poking out of our Alec Communications camera. Temperatures in the upper 70s already. Let's get on over to meteorologist Dominic Ferraro, who's got a closer look in our first forecast here for us. Good morning, Dominic.
Hey, good morning, Andrew. I heard the little bit of a Houston in there. It was close. It was close. So, yeah, no, I feel like I've just been messing with Andrew all morning here. But, you know, it got the temperatures up for him, at least if you watch the midday show or the morning show. You knew we had some fun with that one. But quick look outside here. Kind of gloomy now. It was clear skies this morning, then a little bit of overcast here on your Berry Law camera. Temperatures here in the mid-70s at the Lincoln Airport and down here at the KLKN Studios with a breeze out of the south and west right around 10 miles per hour. Temperatures across the state range from the mid-60s then to mid to upper 70s at Beatrice. Almost to 80 degrees already. You can thank the southwesterly winds for that one. Also looking at a few showers and thunderstorms popping up here across the state. We had these morning showers here for you on your midday or your morning show for northeast Nebraska, but as you get out towards central Nebraska, some of those stronger showers and a couple bolts of lightning out there. Models didn't handle that too well so far, but we'll be keeping an eye on that for you as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. We do have a marginal level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather for southwestern and south central Nebraska. Throughout the afternoon today, could see a storm capable of producing large hail, damaging winds, and we'll just be monitoring that potential going forward. A few scattered showers a possibility in southeast Nebraska for the rest of your day too, with high temperatures reaching the mid-80s here right around 3 o'clock, I'd say, this afternoon, and then back into the 70s this evening. So we'll keep an eye on that forecast. Also, busy weekend ahead. More details coming up in a few minutes.
Very much, Dominic. The first hiccup in a shaky peace deal in the war in Iran overnight. Smoke seen rising from southern Lebanon after reports of several attacks from Israel into the region. Now, the Associated Press reporting nearly 20 people are dead from these strikes. This move forcing canceled negotiations between the U.S. and Iran in Switzerland that were planned for today. But now Israel and Hezbollah are reportedly agreeing to stop the fighting. Olivia Rubin reports.
Today, a new agreement between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon. A U.S. official saying the two agreed to a ceasefire beginning today. There have been no public announcements from either side. An explosion seen in southern Lebanon today. The IDF saying they have not received instructions to stop fighting yet. It would be a major step coming after Israel carried out new strikes overnight in Lebanon, killing 47 people and injuring 97 others. According to the Lebanese Ministry of Health, the IDF saying dozens of Hezbollah militants were killed. And 4 Israeli soldiers killed, according to the IDF, when a tank was hit by a, quote, suspicious target. One Israeli official saying in a statement, quote, all of Lebanon must burn. The first part of the U.S. deal calls for an end to the fighting in the entire region. The 60-day period for negotiations has begun, but in-person talks between the U.S. and Iran and Switzerland were called off at the last minute. Now Iran announcing ships must apply for permission at least 2 days in advance before crossing the Strait of Hormuz. It appears to be a violation of the deal, which requires Iran to completely reopen the Strait of Hormuz.
It really shows that Iran thinks they're in the driver's seat. They obviously got the biggest benefit from the MOU.
And according to the maritime intelligence firm Kepler, there were 25 crossings at the Strait of Hormuz yesterday. Oil now trading around $80 a barrel. And back here at home, according to Gas Buddy, gas still up more than $1 since the war began. In New York, Olivia Rubin, ABC News.
New details now. LES is looking to keep rates lower after selling bonds for nearly $300 million. The money they earned through this sale will be used for various needs. At the top of the list, establishing a construction fund for future projects, and they plan to set aside over $100 million for that. The $75 million will go toward paying down half of their outstanding debt. On your screen is the plan for the rest of the funds. LES board is discussing this right now. We'll hear from members tonight at 5. Developing now, we're working to discover if new claims about the Nebraskan tied to the UFC terror plot are true. Homeland Security is now claiming Abraham Alvarez is in the country illegally. Other national leadership saying the same thing. It's Jay Coleman speaking with the governor about how he views the situation.
According to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the suspected ringleader of the failed terrorist plot against UFC Freedom 250, Abraham Alvarez, is an illegal immigrant who overstayed a B-2 visitor visa. Authorities say it expired in December of 2001, but then the Obama administration granted him DACA back in 2014. But here is where things get interesting. Channel 8 is working with ABC News, which cannot say definitively, but if he's still under DACA, he appears to be here legally. According to our partners at ABC, DACA recipients are temporarily in the country legally if that status has not been expired or been revoked. We also got a chance to speak with Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen about this Thursday, who says Alvarez is, quote, another man that needs to be off the streets, and credits the work they have done with the McCook ICE facility to prevent moments exactly like this.
It's critical that all Nebraskans recognize we did not go and do what we did at the McCook facility for the heck of it. We have those criminals here. It's another perfect example of a really bad guy that is setting housekeeping up in Nebraska. We have to get him off the streets.
Now, Pillen also says he feels there are more people just like him out there.
We have him off the streets. He's not going to see the light of day, but there's more of him around. And so it's really important that everybody understands that.
Senator Pete Ricketts also commenting on this, released in a statement on X that reads in part, quote, border security is national security. This further highlights the importance of securing our border. Political violence is anti-American. He also thanked the FBI of Omaha, the Nebraska State Patrol, and Sheriff Hansen for keeping us safe. Reported in Lincoln, Jay Coleman, Channel 8 News.
Happening today, the capital city is celebrating Juneteenth all weekend, starting with a free Juneteenth skate night at Belmont Community Center starting at 4 this afternoon. They'll have skates available, all sizes, and skate aids for any beginners. Now at the International Quilt Museum, artist Celeste Butler will be unraveling the meanings behind her quilt ancestors on display as part of the exhibit Material Nation, 250 Years of American Quilt Making. She'll be joined by Malone Center's Kwame Yamfi for the presentation. And over the weekend, the Malone Center is holding a Juneteenth celebration at Trakel Park. They say they expect live entertainment, free food, small business booths, youth activities, and community resources. The event is completely free and includes a special gift if you register beforehand. That starts tomorrow at noon. The U.S. is back in action at the World Cup today. This will be the first ever competitive meeting between U.S. and Australia at a men's World Cup game. Australia beat Turkey in their first World Cup match 2-0. USA beat Paraguay 4-1. Now the match starts at 2 today. With many of you might still be at work, but no worries. The American Outlaws has a message for your boss.
I know what you're thinking. 2 p.m. is work time. 2 p.m. employee needs to make numbers go up. But boss, the only numbers that we need to see go up right now are the goals scored by the U.S. men's national team. The only numbers we need to see go up are the numbers of people joining us at Captain Jack's and the rail yard.
Up. All right. Yeah, the boss is out there. If this didn't convince you, another idea is just turn the game on at the office and hold your own watch party. Coming up next, a monumental moment in the Windy City, the big official launching of the Obama Presidential Center and what it means for history and culture in the nation.
Get any
Aquatic Center. Everyone is invited to enjoy this summer night with a midnight swim. They will also have water games to play. The event is completely free. The center will be open from 10 p.m. until midnight. Now to the new developments on the launching of an $85 million structure in Chicago. After a star-studded event, today the Obama Presidential Center officially opening to the public. ABC's Armando Garcia has the story.
Today, a moment a decade in the making. The Obama Presidential Center, towering over Chicago's South Side, officially opening its doors to the public for the first time. Carved into the tower, President Obama's words from his 2015 speech in Selma, Alabama.
What a glorious task we are given to continually try to improve this great nation of ours.
The Obama Presidential Center's 19-acre campus includes a museum, a library, and a park.
Hi, how's everybody doing? Well, this is your park, so you can play here anytime.
The former president telling ABC's Robin Roberts he hopes the center will help build connection and community.
Democracy works partly because we enjoy being with people, and we get to know our neighbors, and we play it, and we have fun.
Today's opening follows yesterday's star-studded celebration. All living former presidents and former first ladies were there. Michelle Obama moving her husband to tears.
You have made me a better person and have given us all an example that we should strive to emulate.
President Obama using the moment to address the division in the country.
People aren't looking for perpetual anger and division. They are looking for fairness and common sense and mutual respect. That deep in our gut, we want to find a way to turn towards each other again, not further away.
The Obama Presidential Center is expected to see 1 million visitors a year. Most of it is free, but right now, tickets to the museum are sold out until November. Armando Garcia, ABC News, New York.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms remain possible here to close out your work week, with more storm chances on the way then as we head through your Father's Day weekend. I'll have the latest in your full forecast coming up after the break. Next.
Dangerous impacts in its wake. In the southeast, severe flooding, you can see that next to me, putting many at risk. In Mississippi, Governor Tate Reeves saying a road crew member was killed while cleaning up the storm damage. Now people are now returning to their homes after concerns about a potential dam failure. Here's ABC's Sophie Flay.
This morning, severe weather targeting millions from the south to the northeast. Along the Gulf Coast, remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur unleashing heavy rain and life-threatening flash flooding. In Stone County, Mississippi, the storm's bringing down this massive tree, knocking the storage trailer on its side and turning parking lots into rivers. One SUV left partially submerged. Officials say a road crew member in Franklin County was killed while assisting with storm cleanup operations. In neighboring Louisiana, a state of emergency declared. Outside New Orleans, drone video shows neighborhoods inundated with high water, vehicles stranded along flooded roads, some drivers forced to push their own cars. And at least 2 people were hurt after a likely tornado slammed the area. Meanwhile, in the Midwest, residents are cleaning up after a separate system spawned multiple twisters. Homes and businesses flattened in parts of Illinois, debris scattered across acres of land. One man capturing the moments a tornado ripped through and leveled his home in Effingham.
Oh my gosh, what in the world just happened?
And in Gosport, Indiana, a resident thankful to be alive after he and his wife took shelter in their basement as 130-mile-per-hour winds moved through, the roof of his home blown off.
I moved here in 1957, and we never moved. I just thank the Lord that we got in the basement when no one was hurt.
And now the threat shifting east with strong storms toppling trees and causing damage in parts of upstate New York.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
Well, with our chances for storms as we head through your Father's Day weekend, that does mean the humidity is also going to have to go up over the next couple of days. It's going to start to feel a little bit muggy and then certainly close to humid as those dew points get into the mid 60s to upper 60s and even close to 70 there. It looks like mainly for Sunday. So just be ready for it. It's coming back. I know we had a little bit of a break from it, but humidity is certainly on the return then for Father's Day. As we take a look here outside in southeast Nebraska at your Honda of Lincoln camera, a few more clouds than this morning with a view there off to the south and west. Temperatures at the moment 70s for a good portion of the state, a few 60s, but it's 77 here in Lincoln, 79 in Beatrice, and the low to mid 70s for the Tri-Cities as well. 77 in Hebron, no 80s yet, but I'd imagine it's not going to take long here. Winds picking up a little too out of the south and west between 10 to 15 miles per hour. In a few spots there close to 20 for the Beatrice area. And we've seen a few more clouds move on through the area throughout really the last couple of hours. Too few lighter showers, mainly to the north of Interstate 80. But as you get out to this activity closer towards the Tri-Cities, north of Kearney and north and west of Grand Island, we've seen a couple lightning bolts out of that so far too. And models this morning picked up pretty well on our chances for showers in northeast Nebraska. This kind of more of a recent development, but as we take a look at Stormcast here, that does push those off towards the east, right along I-80. We may see a few light showers here in the capital city just after lunchtime, and then those will continue to move on off towards the east. And we turn our attention then to far southeastern Nebraska, maybe a stronger storm or two right along the Kansas-Nebraska line as we head towards your evening. Other than that, just spot showers for us south of Interstate 80. Those try and linger around then until about midnight tonight before getting out of our hair here for the start of the day on Saturday. This also kind of a more recent development in model trends, the potential for some storms Saturday morning and then into the afternoon. Kind of brings that first round here closer to the capital city by about noon on Saturday, and then kind of just lingers around here. We talked about the potential for flash flooding. This certainly could be why, as these showers and thunderstorms, one or two maybe on the strong to severe side, start to kind of just take shape then as we head through your Saturday afternoon, late into the evening, and still pushing on through then as we head towards midnight, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and mainly looking to be more lighter showers then as we head towards Sunday morning. So I'd say there's still a fair amount of discrepancy between the models as to kind of what they want to do with storm timing, especially there early in the day on Saturday. So we'll keep an eye on that going forward. In terms of severe weather today, though, we do still have that marginal of a 1 out of 5 risk for southwestern and portions of south central Nebraska, where they could see an isolated storm or two produce large hail and damaging winds. Heading, though, into Saturday, we do have an enhanced level 3 out of 5 risk here in orange for a couple of counties really along the Kansas-Nebraska line and there just to the north up towards Interstate 80. Numerous severe storms a possibility there. That does include the city of Beatrice. Here in Lincoln, we're under a slight level 2 out of 5 risk, meaning scattered severe storms are possible. That extends all the way out towards the Panhandle, and then a marginal risk there for northeastern Nebraska. And all severe weather hazards on the table there. Additionally, we're looking at the potential for excessive rainfall here in that red area. That's your moderate level 3 out of 4 risk from the Weather Prediction Center, where we could see an isolated area here or two have anywhere between 3 to 5 inches of precipitation. That kind of 1 to 3 range is a little more widespread and expected, but a localized threat there for 3 to 5 inches of precipitation, especially in those areas that just see round after round of storms as we go throughout the day on Saturday. So certainly a lot to keep track of for this weekend. High temperatures today, though, low to mid 80s, so about where we're supposed to be, maybe a couple degrees cooler here in Lincoln. That does cool off as we head through the weekend with those storm chances. And even looking at the storm potential then for your Father's Day, we'll see how long they can last into the afternoon and how much energy gets taken out of the atmosphere with that morning round of storms. But a cooler start to next week, still not out of the woods in terms of your storm chances as we head towards Tuesday, Wednesday, and even into Thursday. But we'll be on the cooler side here for late June.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Dominic. Coming up next, a record crowd celebrating a historic win. Find out how many fans came out to New York for the Knicks NBA championship parade and the emotional response from the team.
America's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News Midday.
Right now, Nebraska's Attorney General is suing the city of Lincoln. He says the city council had no right to pass its own minimum wage ordinance last month, which differs from the state's law. So what's the mayor now saying, and what happens next? Channel 8's Meg West breaks down the argument.
In that lawsuit, Attorney General Mike Hilger is asking the courts to declare that that newly passed minimum wage ordinance is unconstitutional, hoping to put a stop to it before it takes effect. Let's break it down. According to the Attorney General, state law says the minimum wage growth rate shall be 1.75%. The city's ordinance changes it to say shall not and sets the growth rate at a different level. Also, the state says employers may pay youth employees a minimum wage of $13.50 per hour, but the city's ordinance rewrites that law to say may not and instead requires employers to pay youth employees $15 per hour. Attorney General Mike Hilger spoke today, giving his reasons for the lawsuit.
The state constitution has made plain that issues of statewide concern are decided at the state legislative level. People have the right to modify statutes, and the people have given the legislature the right to change those statutes. If we don't want that power to be in place, we have to change the Constitution. So the legislature was exercising authority given to it by the people. The city of Lincoln does not have that authority.
Attorney General Hilger's posting on X shortly after the announcement, saying his office is forced to sue to uphold the Constitution and defend state law. Lincoln's mayor responding today to the lawsuit.
I have not seen the suit at this time. We'll take a look at it when it's sent to us. But I think the important focus for us is on making sure that people in our community, whether they're public safety professionals or civilians in our workforce, is that they're paid a fair wage and that we honor the voter-approved petitions that were passed by our community with overwhelming support.
The Attorney General wants the ordinance paused while the lawsuit is being decided. That means a court hearing could happen sooner rather than later, with a judge determining whether the law should be temporarily blocked. And as we heard the mayor say, it's now in their court. They need to look and review the lawsuit and then respond. We'll, of course, keep you updated online, on air, and on our Now Local News app. In the newsroom, Meg West, Channel 8 News.
All right, let's talk weather here this morning. This is a live look at our ABC Seamless camera. You might notice there's no shake in the breeze right now. It's very still out there currently. Let's get on over to meteorologist Dominic Ferraro. He's got an updated forecast here for us. Not too bad out there so far, Dominic.
Yeah, not too bad. A little bit warmer, though. Upper 70s right now in the capital city. So if you're stepping outside, you can definitely feel some warmer temperatures. That's getting close to already the high temperature we had yesterday. We only got to 82 yesterday here in Lincoln. So already been on the warmer side. So take a look then down towards Beatrice. Shows roofing camera, a few passing clouds out there. Winds out of the south and west, bringing in some warmer air, bringing in some humidity. And look at that. Beatrice has reached 80 degrees here just after 11:30. 70s across the state, including 77 here in Lincoln, 74 in Grand Island. A few showers and thunderstorms now developing along the I-80 corridor, moving off towards the east. Grand Island likely seeing a good shower or two here. May have to get our Aurora camera up here for main weather as well. See if those are making its way out towards that. And a couple bolts of lightning out of this. So we could see an isolated severe storm or two out of this line as it goes forward. We could see large hail, damaging winds, a possibility for far southwestern and south central Nebraska. That's why we have that risk in place there. So if you're out there, be weather aware here the rest of your Friday afternoon. Here in the capital city, though, this cloud cover likely going to stick around a little bit. Temperatures into the low to mid 80s as we head throughout the rest of the afternoon. Can't rule out the chance for a spot shower or two, especially kind of after that 3-4 o'clock window here in southeast Nebraska too. So just keep an eye on it if you're planning on spending some time outside tonight. Better storm chances though as we head through this weekend. We'll talk about that more here in a few minutes.
We'll talk to you then. Thank you very much, Dominic. New developments. The Nebraska Supreme Court upholding the firing of a former Lancaster County deputy. Sergeant Ryan Schmucker was fired for not arresting 2 people for misdemeanor warrants. Instead, he let them walk free and told them to pay their fines. Now, after taking the firing to the state Supreme Court, they're upholding that decision. Sheriff Wagner releasing a statement saying he's pleased 3 separate judicial reviews upheld his decision to terminate Schmucker's employment. The NU Board of Regents passing their budget for next year. It includes a 4% tuition hike and over $8 million in cuts across all of NU's campuses. Channel 8's Daniel Da Silva explains the next steps forward.
Like many universities across the country, we continue to face challenges related to rising costs, declining state support, and ongoing federal pressures.
NU President Dr. Gold starting the discussion by saying affordability and accessibility are top priorities. However, a tuition increase and $8 million in reductions are necessary.
And this modest inflationary increase, which averages to be 4.25% over the prior year, will ensure Nebraska's online and in-person tuition rates remain extremely low when compared to peers and other institutions across the country.
The majority agreeing, but offering up food for thought.
The 4.25% might be modest, but if you're struggling, zero's difficult, let alone 4.5%. And I think we need to be mindful of that. I don't have another solution for us. We didn't start inflation. We just have to work with inflation.
Your graduate students are going from $291 a credit to $303, a $12 increase. Students from out of state are looking at a $40 increase.
And I'm afraid we are pricing students out of their opportunity to get an education. And that's not what I came here to do. And I won't be supporting this raise in tuition.
Overall, all at the table wanting the best for the school's future and holding on to hope.
I want to say to the students and the faculty, I really wish we had more resources, and I'm doing my darndest to come up with ideas for that, and I know my colleagues are as well.
Danielle Da Silva for Channel 8 News.
2 more Honda passengers are leaving UNMC to quarantine in their home states. UNMC saying there are now just 6 remaining in quarantine at UNMC. We're on day 40, a 42-day quarantine period. Now, these 2 passengers, just like the 10 others leaving before them, will be monitored by their local authorities to ensure they complete the final days of quarantine in their homes. As for the passengers remaining at UNMC, they're just 3 days away from freedom here. We'll keep you updated as they get closer to departure. Coming up after the break, a selfless challenge, how one Lincoln church leader is stepping into the shoes of some of the most vulnerable people in our community and how you can support his cause.
Hit the road this summer with a new ride from Duteau Chevrolet. With a lineup built for style, capability, and everyday versatility, Duteau has what you need for road trips, weekend plans, and everything in between. Right now, get 0% for 60 months on new half-ton Silverados, or take up to $11,500 off, or lease a new Equinox for only $339 per month. Become part of the Duteau family today. Online anytime at DuteauChevrolet.com.
All at once, the whole state knows it's time. Every seat is filled. Every screen is on. Everyone's watching. Even when it's quiet, it's all you can hear. We built this together, a tradition that connects us. Families united across Nebraska, across generations. And Allo is proud to be part of it. What we've built is a legacy, and we're just getting started.
For generations, Eustis Body Shop has been a part of Nebraska's story. A locally owned small-town business built on trust, craftsmanship, and community. From those early days in the shop to today with 8 Nebraska locations, including 3 right here in Lincoln, Eustis continues to grow generation after generation. Because around here, taking care of people is just who we are, including free loaner cars when you need one.
The most recommended Eustis Body Shop. That's who we are.
Since the 1800s, June has been devoted to the Sacred Heart of Jesus.
O most holy heart of Jesus, fountain of every blessing, I adore you, I love you, and with lively sorrow for my sins, I offer you this poor heart of mine. Make me humble, patient, pure, and wholly obedient to your will. Sacred Heart of Jesus, I place all my trust in you.
Right now, Pastor Tom Barber is holding a 24-hour marathon. He's going without food, sleep, or shelter to raise awareness of homelessness in our community. The head of the People City Mission is at the Hy-Vee at 84th and Holdridge. He'll be there until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can see his setup here in this video submitted to our Now Local News app. He'll be speaking with shoppers and advocating for those experiencing housing insecurity. We'll hear from Pastor Tom's message tonight at 5.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
We're kind of a busy forecast here as we head through the weekend, starting out with Saturday. Storm chances likely throughout the day, as we've seen kind of a trend more towards the early afternoon, evening hours, especially for central Nebraska, but they'll try and make their way here into the eastern portions of the state too. And then overnight Saturday into the day here for Father's Day. A little bit cooler though for those temperatures, back down into the mid 70s, and storms are possible for sure. That first half of the day, we'll see kind of how much energy gets taken out of the atmosphere, and hopefully then we can get a little bit of quiet weather to help celebrate then the holiday there. So keeping the fingers crossed on that one, but plenty to talk about with those storm chances, so let's get right to it here. Taking a look outside, ABC Seamless camera looking off towards the east here in Lincoln. As Andrew mentioned, not too much of a shake out there, so that's at least nice. And we head out towards Aurora. They're getting ready to see a few showers, possibly a couple rumbles of thunder. A little bit breezier out there, as you can see on the flags. Temperatures at the moment, mixed bag of the 60s, 70s here, and the 80s. As you get out towards far southeastern Nebraska, it's 80 down in Beatrice, 76 out in Aurora, and 77 here in the capital city. Winds have picked up just a tad from this morning out of the south and west, between 5-10 miles per hour. Gust or two up to maybe 20. Can't be ruled out the rest of the way, especially though with some of those showers, and storm is moving on through. We've seen a couple bolts of lightning out of this, but so far things have stayed on the marginal side in terms of severe potential, so that's at least some good news there. As we take a step back though, really along and then to the north of Interstate 80 for those storm chances so far today. This is going to continue to try and move then off to the east, maybe a little off towards the south and east as we go throughout the rest of your afternoon. Could see a few light showers here in the capital city, and then ultimately looking at some more storm chances for far southeastern Nebraska, ultimately into northeastern portions of Kansas as we head towards your Friday night. I know a lot of outdoor stuff going on tonight. If you're heading down to watch the World Cup, maybe just be ready for a few sprinkles out there. Hopefully not going to see any lightning out of this. Can't rule it out though, so nowhere to go then if we do have to see that go into place, and you know, finding that place of shelter, as they say, when thunder roars, head indoors. Good call there. So ultimately then going into your Saturday morning, clearing out just a tad in southeast Nebraska. A little more of a storm possibility here on this model for central Nebraska, ultimately moving off then into southeast Nebraska as we head closer to noon. Now, as the models we showed you earlier kind of kept those storm chances out of our area, and it'll be interesting to see what the next couple model runs have to say about those Saturday morning storm chances. But certainly then as we head towards the afternoon and ultimately very late here into the evening and overnight hours into Sunday morning, those storm chances are going to stick around here for us in southeast Nebraska. I mean, this is probably some significant rainfall we're looking at here too, on top of all the severe weather potential as we head throughout the day. And this model wraps things up here about 6 to 8 o'clock in the morning. A couple more models decide, no, it's going to stick around for a couple more hours after that. And